Now, former President Donald Trump's positions on reproductive rights are angering some both on the right and the left. You see, just recently, he criticized Florida's six-week abortion ban. He also said the government or insurance companies should cover the cost of in vitro fertilization. At the same time, the Republican nominee took credit for overturning Roe versus Wade in an exclusive interview with our Caitlin Huey-Burns earlier this month. Take a look.
So no regrets?
No regrets, no. I wouldn't have regrets. Again, I did something that most people felt undoable. They didn't want it in the federal government. It shouldn't be in the halls of the federal government. It should be in the state governments.
CBS News political correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns joins us now from Washington with more on this. CHB, I wonder how much his answer to your question will keep coming up as we continue this election, because the former president appears to be trying to thread the needle between keeping pro-abortion rights supporters happy while also appealing to moderates who were angered by the overturning of Roe. What do you make of his pivot currently?
Yeah, Errol, good to see you again. And that's right. I mean, what's interesting here is that on one hand, the former president is taking credit for the overturning of Roe versus Wade, given that he nominated 3 conservative justices to the court who made that decision. On the other hand, he knows that this is a very difficult issue for him and Republicans politically, because since the overturning of Roe, we've seen in the past 2 years, this issue has become more and more of an issue as different states have applied different laws, and they've had different effects on people not only seeking the procedure of abortion, but those also wanting to have families, wanting to have families of their own. And so that's how the IVF issue has come to light. Now, what's interesting here is that he's getting attacked from conservatives for seeming to backtrack on positions here, but he's also being attacked from the left, of course, who has blamed him for the overturning of Roe and the situation that we now have.
Now, Trump wouldn't say outright how he would vote on a Florida ballot measure. I think it's called Amendment 4. It would enshrine abortion rights in the state's constitution. What do his comments on the issue say about his personal views on abortion overall? Because they do appear to have changed over time.
Yeah, and Errol, the reason that this is significant is because Trump said that his position is this should be an issue decided by the states. Now, the states are deciding, and several of them this cycle will have measures on the ballot to essentially codify abortion rights into their states' constitutions. And Florida is one of them. And it's also significant because Donald Trump is a Florida voter. He is a Florida resident. He votes in Florida. So he himself will have to decide whether and how to vote on this issue. So that's why he's continuing to be asked his position. We asked him last week. He wouldn't say, he didn't exactly say in this interview with NBC News yesterday how he would vote on the ballot measure, but he did say to NBC that he did not like the 6-week ban that is in place in Florida. He said that's too short of a timeline. So the notable thing, too, is that the campaign shortly afterwards, sent out a statement trying to clarify his remarks, saying, no, he has not made a decision about how he'll vote for the ballot measure. Now, this is all to say that this is reflective of kind of the circumstances that this campaign is now in. They are running against Kamala Harris, and she has made abortion rights kind of center to her campaign. That's changed a little bit. We've seen the gender gap in our CBS News polling shows that Kamala Harris is winning women by a wide margin, while Donald Trump is winning men by a wide margin. So kind of taking the backdrop to all of this and the way in which Republicans have seen this issue become a political liability, you're seeing in these answers here from the former president that he's trying to, kind of toe the line, thread the needle. But it was notable, Errol, that yesterday he made a point to say, through scripted remarks, that he wants the government to pay for IVF treatments. And that is also going to invite a lot of conservative backlash to government intervention in making insurance companies cover this kind of cost, which, as we all know, is a very costly endeavor.
Yeah, fascinating to watch all of this. And women outvote men in every presidential election. So we'll continue to keep our eyes close to this. Caitlin Huey-Burns, thank you.
Thank you.